Good morning to all. So today topic for syntax directed translation scheme in the part of intermediate code generations. Okay. So yesterday we discussed about for intermediate code generation. So what are the type of intermediate code source program? 3 address code, syntax directory, postfix notation. Then what are the type of 3 address code statements? What are the type of 3 address code statement? Then after that 3 address code, implementation of 3 address code, quadruple, triple, indirect triples. Okay. So here, so after that, we go to the next topic is syntax directed translation scheme. Syntax directed translation scheme. Okay. So in syntax directed translation scheme, so in that grammar, in that scheme, we are specifying for the attributed grammar. Attributed grammar. So it is a syntax directed translation scheme is it's a generalization of context-free grammar. It's a generalization of context-free grammar in which each grammar symbol is associated with the some set of attributes. Some set of attributes and then some set of productions. So the production rule can be associated with the some set of semantic actions. Okay. So it is a generalization of context-free grammar in which each grammar, that is the grammar symbol, will be indicate for some set of attributes. So based on the grammar symbol, you have to specify that each production is associated with the set of semantic rules. So here you can check here the set of semantic rules. This is for the production rules. This is for production rule. This is for semantic action. So production rule means as per the given grammar, you have to write for the given grammar is nothing but it's a production rules. Semantic action means the given production rule can be described in the form of semantic actions. Okay, the given production rule can be expressed in the form of semantic action. So the each production is associated with some set of semantic rules. Each production is associated with some set of semantic rules. So in syntax directed translation scheme, it's a generalization of context-free grammar. So in that each grammar, you got to specify in the form of some production rules and semantic actions. Production rules and some semantic actions. Okay. So here the semantic rules, it's set of dependency between the attributes. So attributes mean you got to specify the set of based on the given grammar, you got to specify the set of attributes. So in that grammar, based on the grammar production rule, it is represented in the form of some dependency graph. Dependency graphs. So how to indicate for the dependency graph in the syntax directed translation schemes. Okay. So in this attribute grammar, it having about two type of attributes. Synthesize attributes. So first thing, it is a synthesize attributes. So in synthesize attribute, the attribute is said to be synthesized if it is value at a parse tree node, it is relevant from the attributes value at the children's of the nodes. Okay. So synthesize attributes, integrated attributes. We are having two type of attributes for the given grammar. One is synthesize attributes. Second one is integrated attributes. So synthesize attribute mean the attribute is said to be synthesized. That is, if you are creating for the parse tree based on the given grammar, the parse tree is you got to based on the given grammar, you have to create the parse tree. The parse tree node is determined from the values of the children of the nodes. Values of the children of nodes. Okay. So you are having for in attributed grammar in syntax directed translation scheme, you got to specify the grammar. So based on the given grammar, you have to create for the production rules and semantic action. So the production rule is nothing but you got to write for the given grammar. Semantic action mean as per the given grammar, you have to elaborate the given structure. Okay. So here L tends to En. So E mean it is E dot values. So E dot value will be equal to E dot value plus T dot value. So depending on that, you got to write for the semantic action. So you got to write the clear manner in the form of production. That is a given grammar. Okay. So in that grammar, we are having for two type of attributes. In that grammar, we are having for two type of attributes. One is synthesize attributes. Second one is integrated attributes. Okay. So in synthesize attribute mean in the attribute is said to be synthesized. The attribute is said to be synthesized. If you want to construct the parse tree based on the given grammar, if you want to construct the parse tree from the given node, it is determined from the attribute value of the children of the nodes. Specify the children of the nodes. Okay, value specify the children of the nodes. So here, this is one way. This is one way of 2-mark question. What is annotated parse tree? What is annotated parse tree? Mark is the annotated parse tree. Annotated parse tree. So the process of computing the attributes value at the node is called annotating or decorating the parse tree. That is just you can check with the grammar. Synthesize attribute but not inherited attributes. The parse tree showing the values of the attribute at each node is called annotated parse tree. Okay, so what is annotated parse tree? Just you can check. So I am giving for the one parse tree construction. So the parse tree construction is 3 star 4 plus 3 star 4 plus 5 n. 3 star 4 plus 5 n. So here you can check. This is for annotated parse tree. So this diagram will be indicated for annotated parse tree construction. So in your examination, draw the annotated parse tree based on the given grammar mean, you have to write it. So how to write mean? So based on the given grammar, the grammar is this for the production tools. So the parse tree showing the value of the attributes at each value can be represented in the form of parse tree construction given the production tool. E tends to E plus T. E tends to E minus T. E tends to T. T tends to T star F. T tends to T slash F. F tends to bracket of E. T tends to F. F tends to digit. So this is for the production rule. Production rule, this is for the given grammar. So according to the grammar, you have to write for the semantic actions. According to the given grammar, you have to write for the semantic action. Here you can check S tends to En. So here you can specify the value. S dot value will be equal to E dot value. What is the second production? E tends to E plus T. That is E1 plus T. So E tends to E1 dot value plus T dot value. Then third thing, E tends to E1 minus T. So E dot value will be equal to E1 dot value minus T dot value. So similar that you got to write for the given production as per the semantic action you got to write. Okay. So in what is the first production you got to check? S tends to En. So the n can be ignored by the lexicon analyzer. So you got to write only for the given things only. So okay. So how to draw for the annotated parse tree for the given grammar? So based on the given grammar, you have to check for the write the production semantic action for the given grammar. As it is, you got to specify the productions. So the parse tree, so it's showing the value of the attributes at each nodes. So the parse tree showing the values of the attributes at the each node. It's called annotated parse tree. Okay. So how to do for the diagram based upon the given productions. So the given the input string is here you can check. Remove one. Here you can check. So this is for the given grammar. So the given grammar. So given grammar, you have to check the production rules. This is the parse tree. So the input string is 3 star 4 plus 5n. Okay, 3 star 4 plus 5n. So how to, what is the output for the given production? What is the output for the given production? So 3 star 5, the star and plus you can compare with the precedent. Star is the highest precedent. So 3 star 5 is 15. 3 star 5 is, sorry, 3 star 4 is 12. So 12 plus 5, 15. Sorry, 12 plus 5, 17. So this is the output for the 17. So 3 is the highest precedent, star is the highest precedent. So 3 star 4 will be equal to 12. So 12 plus 5 equal to 17. Okay. So how to do for the given diagrams? How to draw the annotated parse tree for the given input strings? Okay. Here check. So every digit, the value will be in the 3, 4, 5, everything is the digit. So based on the digit only, you have to construct for the parse tree. It's correct. So based on the value, based on the digits only, you have to construct for the parse tree. So first, in the digit will be indicate for F. Then the F will be indicate for T. Then T will be indicate for E. Similar that you have to construct. It's clear? So based on the production rule, you have to start. Okay, now you can check the diagrams. Here, ID will be equal to value of 3. ID will be equal to value of 3. Then what is ID? ID is nothing but F. Correct? ID is nothing but F. That is digit. Digit is nothing but F. What is F? F is nothing but T. So F is nothing but T. Similar that check. Now you are doing for T is 3. Then you have to multiply for 3 into 4. The first digit is 3, next digit is 4. Then you can go for digits 4. So ID, the digit of ID is 4. Next digit is, so the ID can be changed to F. The ID can be changed to F. Okay. So here you can check 3 star 4. So the 3 will be indicate for T, the 4 will be indicate for F. You can multiply T into F, T into F, T into F. So what is T into F? T into F is T. It's clear? T into F is T. So here you can check T into F. T into F will be equal to T. So T is nothing but 3. The F is nothing but the value for 4. So 3 multiplied by 4 will be equal to 12. So what is the value of T? T will be equal to 12. T will be equal to 12. Okay. Then you can check similar that you can check for next two digits will be 5. So the first highest precedence will be calculated based on the given production rules. Okay. Then what is the next thing? The 5. The 5 is digit. So digit is 5. So the digit will be changed to F. Then F will be changed to T. So the T dot value will be equal to 5. You can check. This is the production. 3 tends to 4 will be equal to E. 3 into 4 will be equal to E. 5 is T. Okay. So what is here? E plus T is nothing but E. E plus T is nothing but E. So E plus T nothing but E. So what is E? E is 12. T is 5. So E plus T is nothing but 12 plus 5 will be considered as for 17. So E is 17. It's clear? E is 17. Okay. What is the root of the given thing? L into, that is the S will be equal to E of N. Semantic action. Okay. Check L. E. So E, the N is it's a lexical analyzer. You can ignore for the given value. So here 17. So what is the value will be print for the given expression? 3 into 4, 12. 12 plus 5 equal to 17. Then the output of the given parse tree construction is 17. So this parse tree construction is nothing but annotated parse tree. Annotated parse tree. Okay. This parse tree is nothing but annotated parse tree for the given input strings. Here you can check. So this is for the parse tree construction. So in the terminal, the parse tree is showing the value of attributes at each node. So the value of attributes. So the parse tree will be showing the value of each attributes. Each attributes mean ID, F, T, E. So everything will be indicated for each of the attributes. The parse tree will be showing the value of the each attributes. So based on the child of node. So this at each node is called annotated parse tree. At each node is called annotated parse tree. So the parse tree showing the value of the attributes at each node is called an annotated parse tree. Okay. So this is for the annotated parse tree constructions. So based on the given input string, you have to construct the parse tree according to the given production rule. So first you have to given the production rule, you have to write for the semantic action. Then after that you have to do for the parse tree. So the parse tree is for the each node of the given construction of the given input string is, it is nothing but the annotated parse tree constructions. Okay. So in the syntax directed transfer scheme, you are having for two attributes. One is for synthesized attributes, another one for inherited attributes. You can check here, similar that written 5 into 6 plus 7. So 5 into 6, what is the highest precedence for the given input expression? Star and plus star is the highest precedence. So 5 into 6 is 30. So 30 plus 7, 37. So digit first is digit will be equal to 5. Digit will be counted into the F. Then F will be changed for T. Here check 6. 6 will be changed to F. So T into F is 30. Then this digit is 7. So F in 7. So F will be changed to T is 7. So E plus T is T. T into F is E tends to E plus T R T, T tends to T star F R F, F tends to bracket of ID or digits. Same production will be explained for the given annotated parse tree constructions. Annotated parse tree construction. So similar that you got to given do for the given productions. Okay. So here, so all the this diagram will be indicate for the annotated parse tree construction. So you got to specify the according to the grammar, you got to construct for the attributes of the each node, value of the given string is called annotated parse tree construction. Annotated parse tree construction. Okay. So in this attribute we are having for diagram two things. One is annotated synthesized attributes. Second one is inherited attributes. So synthesized attributes mean a attribute is said to be synthesized if its value at a parse tree, the node is determined from the attribute value at the children of the nodes. If its value at a parse tree, the node is determined from the attributes value at the children of the nodes. Okay. Okay. So this is for annotated parse tree construction. Okay. So what is inherited attributes? So synthesized attributes, it is there. So each value you got to specify the parse tree will be, you can check, you got to construct the parse tree based on the children of the node only, you have to calculate from the parse tree in the root. It's clear? That is synthesized attribute. Synthesized attributes mean you got to calculate you got to draw the parse tree based on the given input string, you got to calculate from child to the parent. That is ID will be given to the child will be given to the next root. That is it. So this is for synthesized attributes. Okay, what is inherited attributes? Inherited attributes. So inherited attributes mean in inherited attributes, the one whose value at a parse tree node is determined in terms of attributes at the parent or sibling of the nodes. In that parent or sibling of the node. So in that attributes, the parse tree node is determined from the, you got to determine from the attributes either parent or sibling of the nodes. But here in synthesized attribute, the value will be determined from the child of the nodes. But inherited attributes, it's not really child of the nodes, either child or parent of the node. Okay. Okay. Now check with the example for the given inherited attributes. So the first production rules will be checked for T tends to TL. The T will be either real or integer. Okay. The first production is D tends to TL. So the T can be either real or integer. Next thing, L tends to L1 comma ID. Then L tends to ID. Here you can check. So the L will be depending on the type of T. Okay. So it's a sibling of the node. So each production, the value of the attribute is determined from the sibling of the node. So the L will be depending on the sibling of T. So that is L dot in will be equal to T dot type. So the T dot type is either real or integer. T dot type is either real or integer. Then L tends to L1 comma ID. So L1 dot in will be equal to L dot in add type ID entry. So this is for the semantic action. Okay. Okay. Now we can check. So this is for the example of the given diagrams. So this is for example of the given diagram. So in that diagram, you can check. The problem is, the example problem is real x comma y comma z. Okay. So you can start from the parent of the node is either parent or sibling of the node you got to construct in inherited attributes. But synthesized attribute you got to construct the parse tree from the sibling child of the nodes. Okay. But in inherited attribute, not child of the node, you got to either start from parent or sibling of the nodes. Okay. This is the differentiate for inherited attributes and synthesized attributes. Okay. Now you can check. D tends to TL. So what is the problem here? Real x comma y comma z. Real x comma y comma z. So D tends to TL. So T can be either D tends to TL. Okay. D tends to TL. Okay. Next check. T tends to real or integer. But in that problem, we are indicating for real only. So real. In that problem, indicate for real of x comma y comma z. So here the T can be changed to real. Okay. The T can be changed to real. Okay. Then check next thing. Real will be declared. Next one, x comma y comma z. X comma y comma z. Okay, now we can check the L dot in add type is id dot entry comma L dot in. So that is L is a identifier, but based on the given input string real x comma y comma z, then you got to choose for these production rules, because L tends to L1 comma id, the L can be changed to id, so you can use for this production rule. L tends to L1 comma id. Okay, so you can check L tends to L comma id. L tends to L comma id. Next you can check. Next again we are having for three identifier x, y and z. Again, so this is for your L tends to L comma id. This is for the first identifier. Then you can draw the tree format for L tends to L comma id. Again, only one id is enough. So here the L can be changed to id. What is the id? So here you can check L tends to id. So here L tends to id. The id can be changed to the identifier of x. Okay, x. Then comma. Here this is identifier. What is the identifier here? This identifier already x will be declared. Then what is the next identifier? This id will be indicate for y. Then comma. Then next identifier. What is the identifier here? Z. Now you can check the diagram. Real of x comma y comma z. Real of x comma y comma z. So this is for the given problems. So this is for inherited attributes. This is for inherited attributes. So inherited attributes mean the value will be declared from the either parent or sibling of that node. Okay. So in D tends to TL. So the L will be depending on the sibling of the node of T. It's clear? But in synthesize attribute, it is not declared from the children of the sibling or parent of the node. It will be you got to declare the parse tree construction from the children of the node, children to the parent of the node. Okay, it's clear? So this is for the inherited attributes. So in syntax directed translation scheme, you got to specify for that. What is that? This is for the context-free grammar. It's a specialization of context-free grammar in which each grammar production is associated with this some set of semantic action. So you got to write for the semantic action based on the given production. You got to write for the semantic actions. Okay, the semantic rules will be dependence between the attributes that is represented by some graph, dependency graph. Some graphical manner you got to write for the given diagram. So in that syntax data translation, we are having for two attributes. One is synthesize attribute. Second one is inherited attributes. So synthesize attribute mean the attribute mean you got to represent for the each and every production of the given grammar is it is a attributes. So in that attribute, it is a if it value of the parse tree node is determined from the attribute value of the children of the nodes. So the each and every parse tree construction you got to construct from the given grammar according to the given input string. You got to draw the parse tree. The parse tree is nothing but annotated parse tree. So you got to construct the parse tree according from the given production rule based on the given input string. It is determined from the attributes values at the children of the node. Attributes values at the children of the nodes. Attributes values at the children of the node. Okay, children of the nodes. Okay, next thing, inherited attributes. So inherited attributes mean it is depending on the children or child of the nodes, children, parent or sibling of the node. Okay, it's clear? Parent or sibling of the node. So this is the construction form of syntax directed translation scheme. It's clear? So what is attributed grammar? What are the types of attributes mean? One is synthesized attributes, second one is inherited attributes. So synthesized attributes mean, so based on the given production rule, you got to construct the parse tree. You got to construct the parse tree, but you got to construct the parse tree from children of the node. That is nothing but annotated parse tree. But inherited attributes, you got to construct the parse tree according to the given grammar. You got to do from the sibling or parent of the nodes. So each and every child will be represent in the form of sibling of that nodes. Parent or sibling of that node. Okay, so this is for the given diagrams. So parent or sibling of that node. Okay, so this is for the two type of attributes for the given grammar. One is integrated attributes, and other one is synthesized attributes. So in explanation, you got to write the define the synthesized attributes with the example mean. You got to draw for the given diagrams. Okay, next thing. Okay, next one, conversion of popular programming language construct into the intermediate forms. Conversion of popular programming language construct into the intermediate forms. So okay, so in that intermediate form, this is everything will be only for the productions and semantic action. So you got to write for the everything got written in the form of some rules and actions. Some not it's not the problem. So you have to write for the semantic actions and rule for the translation scheme. So based on the scheme only you got to complete for the given diagram. So everything is some syntax format only. Okay. So here check in conversion of popular programming language construction. We are having lot of programming language constructs for the intermediate forms. The first one is declaration. Okay. The first one is declaration. Second one is, so each and every declaration you got to specify for the some translation scheme. Each and every production you got to declare for the some translation scheme. Okay. The third, so next one is first one declaration. Second one assignment statement. Next one Boolean expression. So this is one given that is one expression will be given. So according to the expression, you got to write for the some production rules and semantic action. That is the question for in Boolean expression. This is also one type of big question. Boolean expression, assignment statement, everything is the big questions only. Next thing Boolean expression. So first thing declaration, second thing assignment statement, third thing Boolean expression. Then next one backpatching technique, case statements, switch case statements. Next thing backpatching. So backpatching, it is the advanced concept of Boolean expressions. Okay, backpatching. This is also one type. It's not a problem. So based on the given input string, each and every statement we are giving for the some syntax. So based on the syntax, you got to construct for the production. Okay. Next Boolean expression, backpatching. After that, flow of control statement, procedural calls, type checking. Procedural call and type checking. So these are all the conversion of popular programming language construct into the intermediate code form. Okay, conversion of popular programming language construct into the simple intermediate code forms. So in that form, explain the conversion of popular programming language when you got to write for everything. Otherwise, sometimes explain the Boolean expression statement, explain the backpatching constructions. Explain the Boolean expression with the given input string, explain the backpatching statement. So according to the input string, this is for the rules, translation scheme. So this is for the translation scheme, this is for the semantic actions. So based on the translation scheme with the semantic action, you go to write for the, you go to solve for the given expression, given problems. Okay, so this is the diagrammatic representation, but it is easy only. But you got to just go through the translation scheme with the semantic action, then only you got to solve the problem is very easy manner. Okay, then only you got to solve the problem is easy only. Okay, so this is for the semantic action translation scheme. Okay, so we will discuss for the next class in conversion of popular programming language. Okay, so here in intermediate code generation of third unit. So what is intermediate code generation? What are the intermediate code source program? We are having for three types of intermediate code source program. One is syntax tree, that is abstract syntax tree. Second one is postfix notation. Third one is in the 3 address code. 3 address code mean 2 for operand, 1 for operator. Okay. Then what are the types of 3 address code statement or 3 address code expression mean? You got write for assignment statement, assignment instruction, copy statement, unconditional jump statement, conditional jump statement, then pointer statement, indexed assignment statement. So these are the types of statements. Then explain the 3 address code implementation mean you got write for the three address code implementation of 3 types. One is quadruple, second one is triple, third one is indirect triples. So quadruple mean we are having for 4 field: operator, argument 1, argument 2, result. It's clear. The next one is triple. Triple mean we are having for 3 field: operator, argument 1, argument 2. No need to write for the result. But you got to avoid the temporary variable in the quadruples. So quadruple, everything you got to declare from the, based on the expression, you got to first write for 3 address code, then only you got to go for the quadruple expression, quadruple statement. In the quadruple, you are declaring for everything in the temporary variable. But here, no need to write for the temporary variable in triple. So based on the temporary variable, you got to assign for the some pointer statements, pointers value for the given expressions. Okay. Then third one, indirect triples mean, so instead of triple expression statement, you got to change the value for the some other pointers value. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 mean you got to change for 10, 11, 12 something. So instead of 0, 1, 2, you got to change the value for 11, 12, 13, 14 something. But in triple, no need to write for the temporary values. Okay, it's clear. So this is for the given expression statements. Then after that, what is syntax data translation scheme? What is synthesized attributes and integrated attributes? So synthesized attributes mean you got to construct the parse tree based on it is determined from the attributes value of the children of the nodes. Attributes values of the children of the nodes. So in the diagram, it will be represented in the form of some dependency graph. Dependency graph. Okay. So here inherited attributes mean the value can be determined from the children or sibling of the node, sibling or parent of the nodes. Okay. So this is for the 2 type of attributes in synthesized attributes and integrated attributes in attributed grammars. Okay. So next thing is only conversion of popular programming language construction. In that we are having lot of programming language statements of case statement, switch case statement, flow of control statement, Boolean expression statement, backpatching, declaration, procedural calls. So these are all the conversion of popular programming language construction into the intermediate code forms. Intermediate code forms. So in that form, we are having for, you got to declare for some translation scheme. According to the given production rule, you got to write for some translation scheme. So you got to, everything will be completed. You are having for some syntax for the each and every statement. For case statement, procedural calls, every statement we are having for some case statements. So based on the case statements, you have to solve for the given problems. Okay, just you can go through you can just watch the syntax of the given scheme. Then only you got to solve for the given programming. So okay, so this is for the conversion of the popular programming language construction. So we will discuss for the tomorrow class. Okay, so declaration, assignment statement, then Boolean expression advanced technique is backpatching technique, then case statement, flow of control statements, procedural call statements. So these are all the given statements. Okay, so we will discuss for the tomorrow class. So this is nothing but the what is intermediate code generation form, what are the type of intermediate code generation form, what are the statement of 3 address code statement, then 3 address code implementation, types of 3 address code implementation. That's all. So we will discuss for in tomorrow class programming language construction of programming language statements. Okay, it's clear.